For my demonstration speech, I'm going to show how to get blood pressure. Will somebody come up and be my demoer? Thanks. Okay, first we have the blood pressure cuff, which normally you would have a person sitting, but we don't have a chair. And you want to make sure when you're putting it on, you line up the artery with the brachial artery, and it's 1 inch above the elbow. And so you Velcro that cuff on. Make sure your stethoscope is working. And then as you're taking it, you want to make sure your stethoscope is right over that brachial artery in the elbow. And when you're pumping it up, you want to go at least 20 millimeters of mercury over what you're expecting the systolic blood pressure to be. And so for a normal fit individual, we'll go up to 140 because we expect them to have a systolic blood pressure no more than 120 because that's what's healthy. And so for a more obese individual or somebody that has known hypertension, you want to go up to probably 160 just in case they are in that pre-hypertensive or hypertensive range. And so as you're pumping it up, first you want to make sure that the pump gauge is closed because you'll just keep pumping and it'll keep coming out the bottom. So you pump it up, and as you pump it up, you just want to make sure you're not getting too high. And so then you'll slowly release the pressure coming out, and you want to be watching the gauge and listening at the same time. And a lot of times people will close their eyes so they can listen better. And so as you're slowly releasing it, you go at about 5 millimeters per second for releasing it. And so you're releasing it, and you're listening for that first sound you hear. And that first sound you hear is the blood making its way through that pressure, which means that's your systolic pressure. And that's the pressure that the heart beats out every beat, I guess. And that's the highest pressure that your arteries are under at all times. And so the first sound is your systolic pressure. And as you keep decreasing it, the last sound you hear, or the very last time you hear a sound, you look at the gauge again, and that's your diastolic pressure. And so that's the lowest pressure that your arteries are under.
So you want to start.
And a lot of times when you're taking it, if you're not confident, you want to make sure that you take it on the same arm, but you want to give yourself 5 minutes in between so that the arm can recover.
So you want to put your